All right, we're ready to go. So we'll do this now. You ready?
Okay.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to this surprise map that we have not seen in King of the Hill yet. It is week 6, game 4, and we have in the blue here Nagano, our current king again. He's playing as the Soviets on Leglaise Breakout.
Oh my God, it's Leglaise Breakout, and I want to break out of this right now and run for the hills, run for the fields, run for those lovely wide open spaces, because this does bring with it a certain sense of claustrophobia. It's got those high walls, those huge garrisons, the church surrounded by a compound. This isn't so great for support weapon-based factions. It is very good for mostly the allies. So in the situation, it would have been Redwings, the contender, chose the map, and Nagano's like, okay, Soviets, boom. How will he be able to play this as Wehrmacht, then? What do you envisage?
Well, it's kind of interesting when he hasn't gone in for mechanized yet for the assault grenadiers, so I guess he wants to see what Nagano's going to bring out first. I think you say about the support weapons, I mean, there are some good houses we can see on Redwing's side, which are good for MGs. They're not kind of pushing positions, you know what I mean? They're positions where you stop your opponent running in, and then you're using support weapons to try and you know, push apart enemy MGs and kind of get your infantry in through all the corners. We see Redwings is like terraforming the map straight away. We've got wire going down. We're restricting the paths.
Look at this MG. Look how aggressive he's getting. This is why Redwings was such a great choice. If anybody can make facing one of the best Company Heroes players of all time, Nagano, from north on Leglaise as Axis work, it's Monsieur Redwings.
Of course, but the MG's in that building. It hasn't broken any of the top windows. It's broken the bottom window, which means it has no vision. And, you know, it actually still manages to get the early suppression.
Fakey. That was a fakey Molotov cocktail there. He was pretending he had a Molotov to force the MG out, and then he didn't. Like, rush up that building, comrades. But we do not have grenades. It's okay, they will think you do. You lied to me, Commander. You lied. And that's pretty much exactly what just happened. Redwings did the best tactic possible, which is nothing at all.
No, and let's not forget that his push down the center, for whatever reason Redwings wants to dominate the center of the map right now, he is sacrificing double fuel early on to the Soviets, and you don't want to be giving away an early tier 3 rush on this map, because something like the T-70, which can bounce left and right very effectively, will be very, very strong here.
Extremely strong indeed. So it's a traditional Wehrmacht composition so far as well, just Grens and an MG, nothing like Prostrupen or and he's also going for a mortar as well, which is, to be fair, a very good urban defense tool, surprisingly so. It makes great use of being behind well-protected garrisons, firing a huge arc. It can hit places other weapons cannot.
I have to say, I do quite like this in the sense... Oh, we got the Molotov there, straight in on the Pioneers. Redwings spots it immediately. Mortar is built. But his strategy here actually resulted in Nagano pulling off the left-hand side and allowing Redwings to take that. So we will see map control even out a little bit. Nagano has not had too much of a resource lead so far. I'm loving the Pioneers, upgraded with the flamethrower. That helps them to just control the center for a little bit longer.
If Redwings wins this, Dan, it'll be probably the happiest victory of my casting career. It'd be so funny. It would be hilarious. Like, all vindictions of him would be automatically proven, which would be fantastic, don't get me wrong, for ego purposes, but just in general, it'd be such a cool game to watch. And so far, he's had a good degree of parity. He's got decent control in the west at the moment. Grenadier sitting behind green cover, waiting for the opposition. And in the center, he's holding his own for now.
He is, and he's doing well. I mean, you saw the MG42 there. It was actually pre-positioned that Nagano would push with the conscripts towards the mortar. Instant suppression when that happened, and you see Redwings, he's pre-empting where these conscripts are pushing and actually getting the early suppression on. So he's keeping Nagano off of the map. He's doing a really good job of prediction. And it's a really nice start to the game.
We did have Nagano. He started an MG and then cancelled it. Well noted by Pompey in chat. Thinking about why that is, I think Nagano is finding Redwings to be a little bit unpredictable. In fact, highly unpredictable. He chose Legalese, a map that's not even an auto match anymore because of reasons. And he's now seeing a Wehrmacht player that's not even trying to play an urban map in an urban map style. He's playing a traditional style well. By concentrating his forces on the western, more open side of the map, and then plugging his way into the centre and being really competitive about it. So I think Nagano's a little bit flustered. He doesn't have the dominance he probably would have expected to have had. And that's the interesting thing, Dan. This is a style clash. It's one of those situations where, like, Wepner versus Ali, you know, the best boxer in the world versus somebody that has nothing to lose and is a no-name, relatively, you know, and that's exciting.
It is exciting. We're at the start of something new, the start of something unpredictable. We do see Nagano going for his tier 3 as Soviets right now. Potentially going to go for that T70, which is going to be really... it's going to be a difficult one. And as you mentioned earlier, this is a map that has some very narrow, urban choke points. And we kind of see AT guns don't do particularly well here. There's a lot of movement involved. You have to really get the lines, the arc of fire ready before the tank comes in. A-moving...
Best weapon for him, I wouldn't have said would be the Scout Guard. And I was hoping he would get the Flame half-track, but also get anti-tank, you know. So that would have been my two choices, but Redwings is a far better and way more unpredictable player than certainly I am. So he's got the Scout car. He's clearly going to be using it to scout around and harass, as it's you would expect it to be used. And it is a very good map for that. Shot blockers and sight blockers do aid that activity quite heavily.
I agree. We're seeing a telemine come up here. It's about to be scouted by Nagano. He's just going to spot that now, just before it's set up, and a good cancel from Redwings there.
That would have been an excellent telemine. That would have been a big difference maker. Here comes the 222.
Well, it's one of the things, when you get caught laying that telemine, you kind of know that your opponent's going to be doing it. Fortunately for Redwings, Nagano has already got engineers equipped with the flamethrower, so Nagano's going to be careful of those telemines. He will have to invest in another engineer squad upgraded with minesweepers. So even though he didn't manage to get the telemine built, he's still actually done something to his opponent in the fact that he may force some kind of build.
Grenadiers possibly dying here. Combat engineers get the kill. That was an excellent evacuation and then an even better execution there.
Yeah, very, very unfortunate. It's the squad wipe that Redwings did not need right now. Engineers are pushing through. They have enough health to contest this MG in the building, and the flames burst do go off. Will this MG be able to get out in time? Even if it does, it still has to weather a little bit of a flame before it retreats. Nagano may lose his engineer for attempting this.
How did that survive? The autocannon of the scout car was miserable then. And that really could have been a little bit of a step up for Redwings to get back into this after that Grenadier loss. He's down to one Grenadier now. He's lost 2 of them. And that's really not too great. I mean, he's had a great start in this game. But the superior micro of Nagano possibly showing itself there and rearing its ugly head.
Well, after that start game, Nagano looking incredibly strong. Redwings has not yet delivered on the big tagline that we gave him for this event, which is that he is someone that surprises us. He is someone that plays something a little bit new. Not to say that he's doing badly in any sense, but he's definitely on the back foot right now. Starting to change his position to the left-hand side of the map, because Nagano has not given him any room to play with. And we're going to see the T70 arrive any moment now.
He's going to have to keep it well protected behind the Faust curtain. Does have incendiary on the MG42, which could help a little bit if it was a Fausted T70 with the 222 in tow, but and that's just only one possibility I can think of. Oh no, thank God, he's building the Pack 40, but he's still only got the one Grenadier, and he's put himself in a difficult predicament now.
Oh, retreating that Grenadier means, of course, the T70 has easy room to push. It's not going to go for the scout car, though. He's actually focused on this low-health Grenadier squad. He's going to try and get the wipe. He's got the protection of the conscripts there, and they should also be doing a lot of damage. This squad should go down if Nagano focuses it, but he doesn't.
They changed targets. That was a bit of miss micro from Nagano. He missed opportunity there. Don't quite know what happened. The Pack 40 is now on the field. It's got a slow journey into being a viable contender. Scout cars finding a few cheeky rear armor shots. Eats a big shell because of it.
That was an easy choice. That was an easy choice to take the Grenadier squad there. That was not picked up on by Nagano. I'm not sure how he let that.
Mismicroed, surely. Must have been like an accident, a misclick or something. Probably just one of those moments where your mouse and keyboard don't do quite what you want them to do. Love Nest in chat saying that map pick is like digging your own grave. It is an interesting one. I mean, it certainly is difficult to choose such an uneven map, and if anybody could have pulled it off, it would have been Redxwings. But it's certainly not looking too healthy now, Dan.
No, I agree. Nagano has absolutely locked this down. We promised the community an amazing game. And Redxwings currently is struggling to bring that forward.
He's got a huge comeback coming in, Dan. He's got the Mechanized Assault Group. This is a Panzer Grenadier inside a 250 half-track. They're mobile assault infantry. This could be a huge difference maker.
Obviously, I do quite like this. It's not that I hate this decision at all. He does have the AT gun as well, so he's trying to play himself defensively. Actually, the Maxim sets up there as soon as it detects the Panzer Grenadiers, so this is going to be a retreat. And Redxwings needs to get the reverse on. Instead, he drives away. Not going to chase down that opportunity.
No, to be honest, I was obviously doing a little bit of pretend hype to make a joke out of it, but it is actually a really good tool for this map. Mobile Sturmgewehrs are pretty decent, and of course, if he gets the Panzerschrecks on them, he can make it into an interesting counter, in all honesty. Saying that, he only has 60 munitions, so that's not going to happen anytime soon. Love Nest is there. Of course, he could put the Pack 40 inside the 250 to make it into a Schutzwagen. Sorry? No, they added that in, Dan.
That would be amazing.
You're not believing me. You've already laughed.
No. No. Not today.
I got you on that time. That was really good. You're sworn twice today. I thought you had a no swearing policy. I live by it. Oh, you're allowed to. I see. I understand.
It's my stream. I can do what I want.
Okay.
Redxwings there. I tries to fire the rifle grenade on the mine. It does not detonate. Maybe now he'll think it was cancelled. And hopefully he doesn't drive over it. But a nice oora in from Nagano there. He's going to get that AT grenade on the half track. It's going to make things a little bit more difficult.
To finish it off. Oh, this will be horrific if the 250 goes down. This was the saving grace. However, the Pack was in position. The 222 is following up. Main gun destroyed. He needs to try and get around the rear of the light tank. And he does indeed. Burning up.
Not only that, though, he got an amazing grenade off on the conscripts, and Redxwings is going to chase. He should be able to get the conscript squad too. And regardless of everything else going on with map control, he's at least brought himself a sizable advantage there with this play.
He has. It's not bad at all. I mean, he's still lacking in terms of infantry composition. He's got 500 manpower. I don't know why he's not using it. The Grenadier would be helpful. Maybe 2 more Grenadiers. He's got enough for 2, though.
Managed to get AT gun set up, but it did not take the shot on the T70. This AT gun has a huge job ahead of it.
Really does. Faust possibly coming in. He doesn't have the munitions. Can't believe that 250 survived for so long against the utter terror of the Red Army bearing down upon it.
Redwings very unfortunately is not able to handle Nagano one-on-one in micro. Nagano has just made the right pushes at the right time. It's a good little push with the T-70 to go around the back. Redwings doesn't really have enough to protect himself along the route that he's pushing his opponent.
Hope Redwings doesn't know that you don't accrue interest on manpower. Oh, he's used it, Dan. He's finally used his manpower resources. He was waiting for that the command points to get both a Stug and an assault grenadier. It's the famous Stug Askren combo assault group. Look at the damage caused there. That T-70, I think the crew members might have noticed.
A little bit of a bump on the head, you know, a little bit of a tiny bit of shell shock. Instant recovery, but yeah, that Stug E is not going to be particularly great, and also it's a bad investment because, of course, as we saw, Nagano has his tier 4 built, so this is a real back foot decision. Some may argue, may as well just save for the Panther, sorry, the Tiger.
Huge plumes of smoke, snow and debris fly up thanks to the Stuggy, but that's pretty much all that's happened. Ah, hang on. now wipe the conscript. The scout car's still going strong. Might have to wipe another conscript possibly. Still has 184 victory points. He's not quite out of this one as of yet. If you can get the Stuggy to keep rolling on before the T-34 comes out, he might have a small window of opportunity as those combat engineers cease to be. Jesus Christ.
Small window of opportunity. He has wiped a lot of Nagano's army. Nagano has barely anything left right now. If Redwings plays this well, he should cap the map immediately and take control of a sizable advantage. All he has to deal with is the T-70 and the T-34 that is coming on right now, but Redwings has to make that decision immediately. He's got to stop just capping these strategic points. Get on the VPs.
Yeah, he needs to get on the victory points. It's all about those victory points. He's given himself this lifeline right now because of Nagano's, let's call it, arrogance, because that's when you think the game's over, you start being a little bit too cocky, a little bit too aggressive, and you can pay the price at times, and that seems to be what may have happened here. He's fallen into the Redwings trap.
I don't know, Redwings he's still being a little bit slow, even though he's got this big advantage to his name right now. The units aren't really moving. He's got to be pushing these squads out. He's got to be capping. Look at this, there's a little bit of delay in when those squads are healed. And this is only going to work against him over time if he gives Nagano a chance to get back. Double mortar! Yeah.
Oh, well, mortars are good because they fire
that good?
mortar rounds. So what's better than one mortar? Two mortars. Basic analysis brought to you by...
I suppose, but I mean...
What the hell? This is becoming a bit of a... Oh god, a bit of a funny game indeed. Just checking profiles for you in Steam right now. It is indeed Nagano.
Is it that bad?
Yeah.
It's that bad, we're having to check player IDs.
Oh, the T-34 is rolling over some Panzer Grenadiers, causing them to retreat immediately. Still not being able to cap up the victory point, so I don't understand it.
No, he's... I'm surprised that he's not going for the victory points. Any other player, you look at like Loveness, would have gone for that immediately. And in fact, he is going to put some pioneers over there now. Looks like the left-hand side is going to be his position of choice to play this game. He's kind of retreating from a potential 18 aid there, even though 18 aid would really...
Sorry, I know why the mortars were probably built. When you drag select your HQ, you can sometimes select the support weapon component by accident.
Oh, you think he just hit retreat twice?
R for reinforce is also R for build mortar in classic hotkeys. And as he's a KotH 1 player, he probably has classic hotkeys on. That's my theory. That's what I'm sticking to. He's misclicked
waters. No. Oh no.
Dermovic attack as well, wiping the back 40. Conscripts rush forth, providing line of sight, of course, getting a nice nade in as well. Here comes the T-34 to further punish the one they call Redxwings. Saying that though, the Stuggy's firing back. Oh, on retreat.
Oh gosh, Nagano's just completely out-microing Redwings here. Redwings even taking shots from the Sturmovik. And there's nothing to Faust this T-34. The scout car is just trying to dance it around a little bit whilst the pack is recrewed. Will that pack? No, pack is targeting infantry models. Redwings not quick enough to get it targeting the T-34. Nagano just wow.
Just wow indeed. This has been a very, very silly game at times. We've had a lot of very interesting things happen. And one of those things is the Stuggy being a fantastic little unit. 13 kills, pushed his way back into the game, but can't get himself back into the victory point meta, unfortunately, can Redwings.
Well, you can't deny you when you give people chances here.
You can't, and he does
I
now
will
have
stand by. I will stand by my my intentions and my instinct here that people who are good players and do deserve chances should have those chances. However, that has not been given to us on this occasion. Redwings will need to go back to the drawing table and think up a more significant strategy if he's going to compete against players like Nagano.
T-34 finding the rear armour of that Stuggy. Just about puts his frontal armour facing forward. Wasn't enough to survive the situation.
He's actually doing some good blocking with the scout car. He's actually going to get one of the T-34s down. Unfortunately, it is a futile effort.
Oh, that 3 scout car bites the dust despite its heroic blocking manoeuvres just now. Saying that, the Grenadier is in the centre capping circle to prolong this game further. If he can just recrew one of these Pack 40s, he might have a chance, but it's going to be difficult. Oh, and bites the dust there, mortar. This T-70 is rampaging, as is the T-34 in the centre.
Yeah, T-70 is a really good pick on this map.
Look at this as well, the T-34 is going into the base. Going to do a little bit of base defiling, to be politically correct. Oh, and he's had to throw in the towel.
Yep. There we go. GG, Nagano remains king again. So there you go, something a little bit unexpected for you there. That's Redwings picking.
I felt like that was like an interlude with Benny Hill music or something.
I am going to open up the raffle. Raffle is now open for anyone that wants to vote for the next game. And as I said, Redwings was a choice because he's signed up every week and hasn't been voted in yet. So we are getting players like that in. We're going to get a more stringent rule set.
You watch Game of Thrones, don't you, Dan?
Game of Thrones? Like that one?
Thrones, sorry. No,
oh.
Do you watch Game of Thrones, sorry?
I don't. Does that stunt your...
a little bit, but everybody else has anyway. There's somebody in Game of Thrones called Gregor Clegane. He's 7 foot tall. He's this huge knight that likes to crush people's skulls in. Well, there's a scene where he's like warming up for this huge like fight he's gonna have basically, and he's literally like killing peasants, and they're giving people like a little sword and a little shield and saying, "Go and fight Sir Gregor," and that was what Nagano was just like. You chose Redwings to go and fight him. He's a bear, you know. That's horrific. Like,
there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, like they sent Frodo into Mordor with the ring. You know, like come on, you've got a wizard. You know, you've got like the king of Gondor, or like potentially you've got the best firing like bow elf ever, and the strongest dwarf. No, let's send this 3-foot untrained person that loves to smoke crack. And
yeah, exactly. Well, it's actually Gandalf and Saruman. That whole thing where they have their fight, that's fake. It's actually them just in the tower smoking weed, going, "You know what we're gonna do?